One time I was at a party and I closed my eyes and I said, "Go ahead, hit me, Sean." And I didn't think he'd do it, and he punched me and he knocked me out. Bastard.
Well, it's you don't turn your back to the ocean. You don't close your eyes to an angry man.
Fair enough.
That would be the drawback if I ever got held up by a gun. I told you guys my visions, and I want to be like, shoot me, motherfucker.
Right.
If they shoot me in the face,
you'd be pissed.
That's a backfire.
You'd be so angry. So, I got told to fuck off twice this week.
You did.
2 different people, 1 week.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
People have been in their houses. I've noticed this as of late. People are coming out. It's the bears from hibernation.
Growing pains right now.
Yes, they've lost their ability to be able to interact with human beings.
Yeah, there's this drunk in my mother's neighborhood. He's a former human. He's turned into something.
He's a zombie.
He's just drenched in vodka right now. He's amphibious. But I saw him walking down the street the other day, and I waved and smiled at him in an ironic manner. I think he picked up on it though, because
just when you think someone's so drugged out, they don't even know you're mocking them. Oh no, they're aware.
He knew exactly. He looked at me and he went, "Fuck you." And I just kept driving. So that was the first one, as to be expected. But then, day after that, I pull into the Arco on Whitsett, Ventura. Cheapest gas. Cheapest gas, yeah.
You got to pay debit, though.
Oh, okay. I'm not all credit. Can't be all credit.
That would be my one gripe with Arco.
Anyways, inflation is going up. We are going to war with China. The fourth turning is happening. But forget gas prices. I pull in. And there's a Cayenne in front of me, nice vehicle, and he backs into the front spot. I need him to back all the way up so that I can do the same thing. And he turns his car off, and I go, I'm trying to get his attention before he does. He gets out of his car, I roll my window down, I go, "Hey, do you mind backing up? I'm going to do the same thing you just did." And he is furious. He's just disgruntled. He's pissed off. He's mumbling under his breath. He gets in his car. He backs up. I pull in, and I probably shouldn't have done this, but he was like glaring at me. He was really pissed off. And I went, "What is your problem?" And he went, "Fuck off." And I was like, all right, I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to just leave that alone, because that's how people get killed. You run into somebody on a bad day and you're feeling feisty, you get your fucking brains blown out.
It's great. We're almost all of us are capable of this on if they're having a bad day.
Yeah.
Someone says the wrong thing that triggers you, and then it just shoots up that adrenaline and that testosterone.
Right.
And before you know it, you're grabbing a baseball bat or a crowbar out of your trunk. You're moving to the front of the other person's vehicle. You just start smashing away.
Right.
That was smart of you, Dylan, to not engage and understand, like, this could be.
Yeah.
You never know who you're talking to. You should have taught that guy a lesson, because he never knows who he's talking to. You should have killed him.
Hey, I'm gonna run you over.
You're 100%.
Dylan,
right.
can I say something? A lot of people, they have this kind of chip on their shoulder. They don't like direction from strangers.
Yeah.
It's offensive to them, and they really shouldn't take it.
And it was wrongly perceived as direction. It was just an ask of generosity. It wasn't a directive.
Especially gas stations and all the pulling in and all that stuff. Because in L.A., a lot of people, our listeners, don't listen. There's a lot going on at Los Angeles gas stations. You want to get out of your car, put that gas pump in, and then run back in your car.
Sure.
All right. You got cars whizzing around, people trying to fill up their tanks. You got zombies from the apocalypse
exactly
walking up to your car asking for money.
The noise
people
pollution.
ready to scam Pat.
Oh, yeah.
At every turn.
Yes.
The noise pollution alone is enough to frazzle your brain a little bit. But these zombies, you're 100% right. Just really quickly, I was at a gas station a month ago, sitting in my car while the gas pumps. Like you said, you get in, go back in to safety, right? And all of a sudden, I hear this knock at the window.
No.
I look over. Oh, God. It's like something out of the fucking Walking Dead. And she's got a roll of those disgusting paper towels, the brown ones, the one ply.
Yeah. She stole it from a bathroom.
And then a bottle of, who knows if it's Windex or gutter water, but she wants to spray my front window down. I go, no, it's fine. She goes, come on. And I'm like, no. And she walks away. But again, I mean, it's life or death out here in the City of Angels.
Dylan, I'm a fool. Like a lot of the people who listen to this show, like Pat boy, is he street smart. That's why I like Pat. Like, he
Hey,
understands the
you have
world.
your dick in your mouth right now?
No. But I think
Oh,
the
sorry.
audience looks at me in that manner.
Okay.
But I'm not as street smart as you am. I'm actually, I'm pretty gullible at times.
Sure.
I'm at 7-Eleven like 3 years ago. This elderly woman asked if she can use my phone. I'm like, okay. So I
Yeah.
stand next to her. She starts calling a drug dealer and coordinating a drop off. And then, as you know, I didn't realize it. As I got close to her, I could tell she hadn't showered in probably weeks.
Sure.
But I'm like, give me back my phone. She said, hold on. She starts telling him where and whatever.
Yeah.
And I had to grab my phone back, and then I had to drop it in a vat of hand sanitizer.
Right.
You know, imagine what that does to an iPhone.
Yeah, Rice can't fix that.
No.
And the FBI still has the record of the call.
Yeah, of course they do.
Rice can't fix that either.
Dylan, all right. So speaking to this,
Yeah.
all right. Big pet peeve of mine. All right. I don't like post honkers, car honkers.
What is that?
Well, that's when you did something and you fucked up. Maybe it was your bad as driving around in Los Angeles.
Sure.
And then someone has to pensatively, where someone
Punitively?
Yeah.
give you a honk to let you know they saw what you did.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's this street in Glendale, and I know it well. You can see for at least 400 feet on either side. I always slowly do a California roll stop, which means you don't actually stop at the stop sign. You just kind of look on both sides, and then you just keep rolling
There's
up.
no need to stop if there are no cars.
Well, I did this last week, and then one of these assholes I saw him all the way down the road coming.
Sure.
He sees me blow the stop sign. He lays into his horn, rolls down his window, and starts flaring his arms like one of those blow-up dolls at a car.
He doesn't have a siren or tickets. This is his only recourse.
Well, I rolled my window and I said, what the fuck? And he said, you blew the stop sign. I said, I know.
Yeah. I'm so guilty of that. I try to police the
Why?
I try to police the roads.
Why?
Pat, you should have taught that guy a lesson and killed him.
Well, I had 2 road rage incidents
You're assuming
20
that
years
he
ago.
didn't.
It's true.
No, I would never do. I'll never get out of my car.
And kill someone?
I have a kid now. I got a wife. I have assets. I will not be punching anybody anymore.
Sure,
People are very litigious these days. Back in the day, you used to get to punch each other, and you'd walk your own way.
Wasn't that a great time?
It was a wonderful time to be on the planet Earth.
Right.
And now it is no longer. They'll get your license plate down. They'll call a lawyer, see if you got anything worth value.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you got a legal letter showing
It's
up.
the
at your-
problem with all these, bitches demonizing men. Our culture's disappearing. That's the root of. That's why. Cause. So, did you have another violent car accident rage story?
Well, I had some words with someone at a 7-Eleven. I hate to be just over-repeating myself with one of my biggest pet peeves, but I hate when people treat a 7-Eleven counter like it's the sports book or they're at the racetrack.
Of course, yeah.
You got this fucking guy, or women are into this now. They're pointing down at the glass window. It's got all the scratchers under there.
Yeah.
Take 2 of those, 1 of those, 3 of those. Oh, and then get me the daily whatever.
You get 2 units on the over, and I want him to score first.
So I last week I went,
Oh, yeah.
which
Yeah.
I know is passive aggressive.
Really
Guy
loud.
turned around, gave me a stare. That was pretty much the end of it, but it could have gotten ugly.
I love those stories. He stared at me.
That's basically as aggressive as I'll get. Just a big, there's a
Yeah,
lady.
do you ever, you Uber everywhere, so you're not, in control of your own destiny.
I've been driving a lot.
Oh, okay.
Just drive my girlfriend's car, but yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty chill back there behind the wheel.
Yeah.
But I just let a loud sigh at some lady at the ATM the other day. She was from another country and
Ew.
seemed to be. I'm just painting the picture.
Mm-hmm.
This has nothing to do with it. She seemed to be confused by the machine.
What
and she
country? Africa?
She was there for 25 minutes. India, possibly.
Oh no!
It seemed like forever. My
was
grandma and
3
sister were in the
minutes.
car. We were going to beat my great aunt who has Alzheimer's. Very stressful
Did
day.
you hear that?
Yeah, he said he was going to beat her.
He was gonna beat.
Meat.
Oh.
Yeah,
meat.
that's
Sorry.
that's a Freudian slip.
So
I know that
anyways-
you want her to slip on, but she's still here, man.
Well, she had Alzheimer's. She wouldn't remember it. My grandma, when I met her, she had Alzheimer's. She said I was hot.
Yeah.
My great aunt pinched my butt as I was walking.
They get
out the door.
horny.
And then we.
Wow.
This is kind of taking a turn to my Colorado trip, but so we brought her husband down from the mountain, 6'8" guy, still alive. Remember I told you guys about him?
Yeah, Heineken 00.
Jules. We brought him down from the mountain to visit her, and they were so cute. They were like high school sweethearts. She sat on his lap. She's like, "Oh, honey,
Well, it's
I
like
miss
meeting
you."
someone new.
And when they were both completely with it, they were at each other's throats.
Yeah.
So it was actually.
She thinks that he's, the guy that the cuck brought in.
Oh, so it was the opposite of The Notebook.
Yes, it was the Notebook in reverse. They loved each other and were happy to see each other. And then we left them alone, and we came back and his pants were unbuttoned, and it was crazy. It
Wow.
was great. It was
You know,
crazy.
I dated a girl that worked at a senior assisted living. Guys, look this up if you want. It's called Senior Assisted Living in Calabasas. There's been some murders there. That's where that male nurse, he liked to put a pillow over the patients and suffocate them to death. She told me crazy stories. Very common. She would walk into the rooms of the various halls of this rest home.
Right.
People just banging away. 80 years old.
I've never seen that.
Well, you haven't been into a nursing home.
But like, it's that weird kind of. I don't know that it's your neighbors fucking. They have a.
You sound like Cherie now.
It's disgusting.
You sound
what's
like Cherie
going
now.
on over there. It's like the fucking streets of Bombay.
Well, come
right
over
next
next
to
Saturday
us.
and build the fence for Cherie.
It's unbelievable.
It's a callback.
But yeah, I've actually heard that in nursing homes, the rates of STDs are through the roof because why use protection?
Those kinds of genitals,
Right.
the genitalia of the elderly is just the most disgusting. I can't think of anything more gross. Long balls, long clits, it's all fucking flappy.
But anyways, my
It's like
altercation
a deflated tire.
with this woman at the ATM wasn't that big. I killed her, taught her a lesson, moved on with my day.
But anyways, this is another podcast show. It's a show where we gab and we goof about whatever really is at top of mind. I'm Dylan, settled up next to one real Nicholas Davis.
What's going on, everybody?
Pat produced podcast over there behind my glasses.
Hey, I like the way you put that. It's whatever's at the top of our mind.
Exactly. And what is at the top of our minds today? You know, I was triggered this week. So I saw a tweet that reminded me of the social media atrocities being laid out on marble islands across America in the form of large format nachos and or spaghetti. So I really do want to revisit that because we spoke about how I felt that there was something deeper going on here, and I just want to delve into it a little bit more. I don't think I'm going to say anything revelatory, but I do want to talk about this sickness a little bit more in depth today.
Please do. I mean, is it really taking a nation by storm?
I wouldn't say a nation by storm, but it's
I'll save my
accruing views.
I'll save my thoughts for that segment, but I'm actually a little remorseful. I feel like I've now contributed, even bringing it up and acknowledging it. I have been roped in, and we'll get to it.
You've spewed a dark cloud over my life since you showed me that video of a woman dumping Prego out onto an island. Holy shit. Pat, what do you got?
Well, I was going to just ask you guys advice. I got a friend request on Facebook. As you know, that's where us old people kind of hang out and kind of communicate.
You
right?
still look great.
Cheat on their spouses.
Right? Oh,
well, not you. But
not me, but
right.
Other people. And it's a friend of the friend that I used to have who just got out of jail for killing his wife.
Right.
10 years ago.
Complicated situation.
So it's complicated. I don't know if I can be his friend because then Sean, who killed his wife, will know that I denied his friend request. And as we all know, he's capable of murder.
Why don't you kill the friend that asked you to be his friend?
Well, he lives I don't know where he lives, actually. He doesn't live here.
Well, you
and I'm not capable of murder, Dylan.
All right, well.
Dylan, why is killing always your first solution for everything?
Oh, fuck
It's
you.
sickening.
Oh, fuck you, Nick. What do you got?
I'm going to update you guys on some beef going on in the podcast NBA world. Just a really fascinating.
The NBA and podcasts are very enmeshed communities.
They really are. And I mean, I think you guys are going to find this quite fascinating. Just it's kind of like. It should be a lesson to us. Careful who you talk about on air, because if you trifle with the wrong person, they will come at you with the reign of fury of 1,000 gods.
1,000 fucking gods. What do we want to get to first? You want to talk spaghetti first?
Yeah, let's talk spaghetti. I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Yes?
I also just want to welcome all the Tim Dillon listeners who have now joined us.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Thanks, Tim Dillon, for our read, and welcome. Enjoy what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Or don't. And if you don't, just stick with us. You watch shows that are absolute dog shit for 5 hours, give us a couple episodes. So, I was sent a tweet earlier in the week that kind of it triggered me, and it may have nothing to do with the spaghetti videos that you shared, but it stems from the same kind of dark core that is controlling this planet and our culture a little bit too much these days. It was a tweet from ESPN FC, the soccer wing of the sports journalism giant ESPN. The tweet is, Lionel Messi has scored 30-plus league goals in a season for the 9th time in his career. Cristiano Ronaldo has only done it 8 times. Now, this is a sports journalism titan outlet, yes, that are trafficking in the behavior of 16-year-old girls, right?
That's what's happening with writing. It's happened in the political world and now the sports world, Dylan. It's not immune to it.
So I wanted to talk about how this is seeping into too many aspects of our lives, and it's a working theory. I don't really know how to solve it. All I know is that it means certain fucking doom. Back in the 90s, when we were growing up, fame was an impossibility, pretty much. There was become a movie star, become a television star, maybe become a rock star or something like that. That's it. That's all you could do. And sure, there were people who were attracted to fame, but they weren't pursuing it because of how intangible it was.
Especially if you're from a small town.
Right, exactly.
It's never going to be possible.
Not really. And so I kind of started digging into fame and the psychology behind fame, and I found this study of these dudes at Stanford put 2 cherry squirts on 2 sides of the room with these monkeys. This is the cutest experiment, right? So there's all these little monkeys in this room, and one side of the room has a cherry squirt of cherry juice that's pretty sizable. They get a lot of that good shit, Then on the other side is a minute amount of cherry juice, but it is a picture of a very attractive. I don't know what makes a monkey attractive. But
I'm glad you clarified that. I thought you were some type of pervert.
No. But the ass of a baboon or a monkey that they find very intoxicating. Almost 100% of the time, the monkey would pay, because that's essentially what they're doing. They're foregoing more of this
cherry juice,
to go and stare at this picture. So it's a thing that hypnotizes us into foregoing investment in ourselves at the expense of something that has no value to us whatsoever. And being hypnotized by it and thinking Brad Pitt is hot and being, kind of allured with celebrity is one thing, but now the barriers to acquire that are through the fucking floor.
They don't exist anymore.
They do not exist.
You have an iPhone and some nice tits?
You can be famous.
You bet your ass.
So what's happening is it is polluting the everyday lives of everyday people. Case in point, you have lunatics who they have children, they have a family, but instead of working on themselves or going out and getting a job, they are dousing their kitchen islands in nacho cheese and cold ground beef in the hope that they will get eyeballs on the internet. Is this as heart-wrenching to you guys as it is to me? Because I'm really, really concerned about it.
This started for me with the bloggers 15 years ago. So this is, internet exists and such, but you have a lot of people, mostly women at this time, at home.
Right.
But they can make a supplemental income by
right.
blogging.
Right.
Okay. So it's started.
Did you say women?
Men too. I'm not a pig. Forgive me.
Yeah. It was good.
Oh, but so that kind of started this cottage industry of, hey, I'm a stay-at-home mom or a dad, or I got kind of a side hustle, but when my free time, is what I really want to do.
Right.
Is I want to gain an audience.
Right.
With my blogging.
Mm-hmm.
And now blogging, that's too much work. You got to write. You got to look at the source. You got to be creative. You got to think.
Right. Now all you need is a fucking vat of nacho cheese. That's it.
And an iPhone.
And a cuck for a husband.
Yes.
Though this creator economy has spawned evil women like this who, I mean, basically once you get to a kitchen
and men.
And men.
You're not a pig.
But most of this viral stuff on the island is the women.
Right. It's a domestic thing.
Yeah, I'm talking about very specifically about this. If you get to a point where you don't have to go to work at all and you have a kitchen island, your needs are met, and that's when the trouble starts.
That's a good point.
That's why every couple of years when I start having a little bit of success, I'll black out and get let go from a job.
Right.
Then I have to start from beginning, and it keeps my work ethic up.
Comfortability is a dangerous thing.
Quick question, and call me a dummy for needing this. Is there a word that we've created for this table kind of plating?
No, I don't think so.
I've seen a couple thrown around that I can't remember at the moment. Nothing's really stuck as like this is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's like rage content really is what
right,
it
exactly.
first of all. I'm really stuck on, and it's like a worm in the back of my head, and I might have spaced out. What was the connection to the tweet?
It comes from the same place. So, it's a good question, and it's unclear to everyone, I think, who's listening. But you said rage content, and it's from the same place. This is a tactic that is used, and people preoccupy themselves with trying to figure out and utilize so that they can acquire this fleeting bullshit in their lives. Like that ESPN thing. That they're a journalism site.
It was specifically because they mentioned Cristiano Ronaldo has only done it 8. That's
exactly.
Okay, so you're pitting the fan bases against each other.
Of course. It's just the most transparent horseshit. It's not journalism.
Now, you guys will not be able to ever live in this time, but I actually had a period of time in my life because you guys are a lot younger than me. But where I come from in my age, there was a good solid 20 years where fame or any aspirations of doing anything outside of just living your life and having a family and hopefully getting a job and paying your bills and owning a house, that was it. That was the dream.
Right.
And I was the only kid from my whole town, which I think is like 14,000 people, that ever tried anything outside of that or, and dare I say, possibly a happier existence.
There were always equivalents of, Kim Kardashian, not quite, but just contextually for the era. There were people that got famous for, little to no merit, but not the way that it's going on now. People used to get famous as a result of their passions and their work. Now it is what I'm about to show you here. So what I tracked down,
just one more point on it, because I don't want to demonize the whole thing, because
we're doing it. We're fame whores.
Yes, everybody can be a creator. It's remove the gatekeepers, which has allowed truly talented people who may not have ever been given a shot to like find success as we are.
100%.
And what I really love to see are like, I think a lot of times there's some really talented people who never would have been on a camera, and now you get to see their talents. Those are like the cool TikToks.
Sure.
But these people who are able to manipulate the algorithms that play on our emotions have there's a good and bad side.
So
to both.
That's what I'm saying. This is shadow realm motivations. Of course, I recognize the irony in talking about this on a independent podcast. But what we're trying to do here is be funny in some way or another and, get our goofs out with one another.
And get paid.
But this is coming from a seedy, manipulative place. And also, it's a gross waste of food, and it's fucking disgusting. But I hunted down the account that created the Prego video. And it's from a couple named Josh and Lisa. Don't they look like a lovely couple?
Yeah, they do. Picture perfect. It's the exact kind of picture perfect that in 2 years he'll be on a Dateline because he suffocated her body, and we can't find the body now.
I once tweeted.
Well, it would be a double murder because Lisa is pregnant. Go ahead, Nick.
I once tweeted, and this is an impromptu Nick's Fire tweets, if you have a joint Facebook account with your spouse, you no longer get BJs. And that concludes Nick's Fire tweet. And that applies to Josh and Lisa.
So here is the kind of sickness that I fear is polluting too many people. So this, I want to show you guys their this is a video called Best Reaction to Pregnancy Announcement Ever. So they're telling their family that they're pregnant. This is a very intimate moment, and a moment that before 15 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, would be for the family and not for you to be famous.
This should be on a VCR, whatever. What do you call it? Tape.
VHS.
And it should be in a box.
And
it
no
should have-
one should ever watch it again.
Ever. It should have a layer of dust on it.
Right.
It should not be shared with the world.
100%.
And it should be recorded over with Liar Liar doing a free trial
Yes.
of HBO.
How many people have seen this video?
We've got not that many. This isn't as inflammatory as Prego on a countertop, so we've only got 9,000 views. And that goes to another point. It's not working. Even if you did get 60,000 views, we've gotten 800,000 views on videos before. It means nothing.
It means
no
nothing.
one remembers who you are. No one cares. They saw it on Facebook, and you get confused into thinking that you're famous. But let's go ahead and play this video real
The
quick.
baby's the size of a raspberry right now.
Okay, that's really
Got the whole
cute.
family here. We're excited.
All right, so let's just pause for a moment here. They are, they've sat their entire family down, and they are making a video of them watching a video that they made about their pregnancy.
I hope they watch a video of us watching this video.
Is there
Oh, nice.
Is there anything more sick than this?
That's a sister or something.
No way! No way! Did this really happen?
Oh, that's Mama.
Look at the mom. Look at the try-hard mom.
I'm feeling Florida with this, by the way.
Is this not like vomit-inducing?
It is.
Did you ever watch Bam Margera's show?
She says she sounds like
Ape.
she sounds like Ape. Yeah.
She bothered me on Viva La Bam so much the way she put
She
on,
played to the lenses,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was infuriating and so obvious. It was like
Right,
bad acting.
right,
like,
right.
And that woman has it, and their entire family does.
Yeah.
Let me say this, and maybe some of the listeners can relate to this, but they're guilty of it simultaneously, because that's the whole thing about this crazy world we're living in. I have a few friends that are over posters on Facebook. That's my only connection with the internet is Facebook.
Right,
As you
right,
know,
right.
I don't know if the audience knows.
Yeah,
this.
your
I'm-
balls are almost at your knees.
Technologically, I'm not up to snuff.
Right.
So all my stuff is on Facebook, and there are a few characters on there.
Sure. Yeah.
I know exactly what they're up to.
Oh yeah.
The videos of them when they're announcing their pregnancy, I
Yep.
know they shot that 3 times to just make sure they got it just picture perfect.
Yep.
What this comes down to, and because I personal experience, is this is showing off because they have an axe to grind with friends from high school.
Okay. All right.
I think it all goes back to high school. And look at my life. It's way better than yours.
Sure. Now it's obviously just a deep insecurity, because if you were confident in where you were in life, you wouldn't be, shitting out content on Facebook all the fucking time. I don't know. Personally, that's how I feel. But I don't know. This stuff just, I joke about Horsemen of the Apocalypse. This is really, really not good that it's taking up as much mental real estate, as much widespread mental real estate as it is. It's really, really bad for the world.
I think it is bad. Now, I share pictures of the kid, but I usually only exploit my daughter for money,
Sure.
which that's how it sits better with me.
Right.
If I
You're
post-
securing her future.
I'm securing her future.
Sure,
She
exactly.
wants to be a podcaster.
You're being
too.
a father.
Yes.
Right.
And a provider.
Right.
But I don't do it to get my rocks off. I do it for money.
Right.
The
right,
green
right.
stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
I've
So I'm
always-
better than other people.
I've always been really excited to have a child to exploit them. And
You just want to play catch.
I want to play catch, and that's fun for me. But if we're talking about when we're putting the work in, I would make him a kicker. I
right.
really think I could.
Oh, there's some money in that, dude. They don't ever have to play a day of tackle football. Just have them kick really good, and there'll be a field goal kicker in the NFL.
He would go to soccer, youth soccer.
Yep.
It would appear that I'm giving him his childhood. He'd just be getting better. But then
Stick him at goalie.
Huh?
Stick him at goalie. Those goal kicks. He needs to work on goal kicks. Just boot it down the field. That's the perfect practice for a field goal kick.
I didn't even think about that. That
Yeah.
wouldn't have crossed my mind. Thank
Yeah.
you, Dylan.
Yeah.
And then when he comes home from practice, the sun will be going down, and we'll eat dinner. I'll be like, son, sorry, we got 2 more hours, and you
Yeah.
got to go out there and kick.
Yeah.
And
And what happens if he says no?
I'll beat him. But anyways, I won't do that. But
Can I be honest? I thought it was going to be a little bit more creative than that. You just, I'm going to beat it.
I mean,
It's okay. It's okay.
You just threaten it. Like I'll really
There we
lick
go.
Hold
him.
the belt up.
Yeah,
There
I'll
we
lick
go.
him really bad when he's like first starts having
There we
memories,
go. Yeah,
4
yeah,
years
yeah.
old, and then
Right.
he always knows it's a possibility.
Yeah. Shadow trauma.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And then I hope to one day have him have the NFL record for longest field goal.
Yeah, I
kick.
mean, somebody's got to break Jana fuck faces or whatever. He's like a balding old man. I mean,
I think Prater's got it now.
whoever. Prater was still old too. Who can't kick a football further than these guys? Let's go. So, you guys want to watch this video of this Asian guy slamming his face against the monkey bars one more time?
No. Did this video get taken down? It says removed for minor injuries.
Check it out. The guy's so ripped. He gets himself up there and then he hooks his legs in. He starts swinging, and then the abdominal strength to just keep yanking your head up and slamming. I mean, how is he not breaking his nose?
Dylan,
It's so
turn this off.
horrifying.
Dylan, turn it off.
It is the funniest video.
I don't like videos like that where people are getting hurt. I don't like watching people die on camera.
He's not dying. He's having a ball. Nick, what do you got?
Street beefs.
Street beefs.
So there's a big section on YouTube, besides just this rage content we talked about, of people dissecting internet drama. And we haven't really had that. We do celebrity drama, the rags, people love that.
Yeah, Pat's a gossipy bitch.
But we got to get hipper. So I'm going to break down some beef that's going on in the online world right now, and it's really just lighting Twitter and the Instagrams and the Instagram lives on fire.
Okay.
So, the players in this beef, we have Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, the co-hosts of All the Smoke podcast.
And Matt Barnes is the guy that tried to scare Kobe with that basketball in his face.
Matt Barnes, I was going to say he's most notable for two things: trying to scare Kobe by faking throwing the ball in his face, and Kobe didn't flinch.
Yeah.
And then also, as Kanye sang about on his album, drove 90 miles to go whip Derek Fisher's ass, who was in his house with his ex-wife. They had developed a relationship. Matt Barnes.
I wonder what that lyric was. I bet it was beautiful. What a musician he is.
He's truly a poet.
Yeah.
It was.
I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
It was drove.
Don't say the N-word if it's in there.
Drove to an N-word's house 90
Okay.
miles like Matt Barnes. It was something like that.
Oh, yeah, poet.
Matt Barnes has since cleared up and said he only went from Marina Del Rey to Manhattan Beach. It was only like 20 minutes.
Right,
He's
yeah,
not a
yeah.
psychopath.
Right,
but he
right.
jumped over his own fence and beat the shit out of Derek Fisher as they were
Okay.
having a small get-together.
Derek Fisher's not a small guy.
For an NBA player, he is, but
Right.
in general, no.
His kids went to Campbell Hall. He's a very big guy.
Steven Jackson, the other co-host, most notable for winning a championship with the Spurs, and also during the Malice and the Palace with the brawl between the Pacers, the Pistons,
Got it.
and the crowd. There
Yeah,
was a
Malice
guy
and
from
the
the
Palace.
there was a fan from the stands that ran onto the court who looked like Turtle, and Steven Jackson punched him, probably
Right.
the cleanest hit of the whole Malice
Right,
or the
right.
Palace.
Yeah, because Artest did not land a lot of clean.
Oh no,
A lot
he
of
was
clean shots.
he was swinging pretty wildly.
Yeah.
It was kind of
not
embarrassing.
not efficient energy.
Then we have Kwame Brown.
Got it.
The former #1 overall pick of the Washington Wizards, drafted by Michael Jordan, by all accounts turned out to be, a lot of people, pundits say this, he was a bust. He did not live up to #1 expectations. Not as bad as Ryan Leaf, probably more Tony Mandarich, couple bad seasons, eventually found his footing. Had some decently productive seasons with the Lakers.
You know Ryan Leaf, Pat?
No.
#1 overall pick
Oh, he was a bust.
over Peyton Manning.
Yeah, he was a bust, right?
Yes.
Huge bust.
Kwame Brown played 12 seasons for the 76ers, Warriors, Hornets, Pistons, Grizzlies, Lakers, and Wizards.
He was a journeyman.
0 rings in that time. But
Journeyman.
to stick for 12 years, you're doing something right.
But
Yeah,
you bounce around on another team
You're a
every year.
C- player, yeah.
and you're always going to be attached to not filling the #1 potential and
Sure.
helping out Michael Jordan on his return 2 seasons with the Wizards.
Well, that was Michael's hubris, you know. It was never going to happen, Mike.
And fourth, we have Charlamagne Tha God. He's
Oh, love Charlamagne.
American radio presenter, television personality, actor, and author, and host of the king of morning radio at the moment, The Breakfast Club.
Can I tell a quick Charlamagne story?
Please do. You talked to him on the phone, didn't you?
Yeah, so me and Charlamagne had a pre-interview, and I needed to read his book, and they called me an hour before.
Black Privilege is the book.
Yes. He called me an hour before the interview and said he's ready to go right now, and I said, we're not, I got to read for an hour. Well, he's not ready, or he's not going to be available in an hour, so do you want to talk to him? And I go,
That's a lot different the way they framed that. He's ready now.
right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I said, sure, put him on the phone. and I really,
Was this for Adam Carolla show?
yeah, I hadn't done a lot of research, so I said, so how'd you go from Wendy Williams to radio? And he goes, well, I mean, it took 10 years. A lot happened in between that. And I was like, well, you give me some time to read the book. I probably would have asked you some specifics, but it was a very embarrassing moment. But anyway, so what's going on?
Wikipedia, Dylan, next time.
Oh, well, listen.
What do you do on Wendy Williams?
He worked with her when she was a DJ, I think, on morning radio or something like that.
Big time DJ for years.
Was she?
Wendy Williams. And she used to be great before she got all wacky. You're seeing the pilled up crazy Wendy.
Softball tit.
Wendy
yeah.
was Howard Stern.
Right.
Yeah,
Wow.
level. She's really good.
Yeah.
Big praise from Pat.
Big praise from Pat.
And she was a ball buster, too.
Loves dub.
Still a ball buster, I guess.
So, on All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, they had Gilbert Arenas, former teammate from the Washington Wizards of Kwame Brown, who later got suspended from the league for bringing a gun into the locker room with a beef he had with another player who ended up killing someone. A whole nother story.
Come on, guys. This is
We got a $10 million contracts
let's not
here.
fuck this
Leave
up.
the gun at home.
So they're talking to Gilbert about his time on the Wizards, the gun incident, and then they bring up Kwame Brown, and they talk about him like he was a bust, and they kind of poke fun of him. He's the butt of the jokes.
Got it.
Well, they awoke this sleeping giant who really he doesn't have social media. He's not in the public limelight. I didn't know what he was doing.
That's Kwame Brown I've been staring at.
Yes.
I didn't know who I was looking at. The man looks like he's on crack.
He's not. He's actually
Yikes.
extremely.
Yikes.
He's extremely lucid.
Right.
So he goes off, and this is actually his response to Charlamagne, which we'll get to. First, he attacked Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. He went after them hard. Basically, called Steven Jackson bad for the black community. Say you smoke blunts, you need to pull your pants up.
Well, I mean,
but
smoke a blunt. I mean, lay off, man.
acting a fool in general. And then he really went in on Matt Barnes, calling him Becky with the good hair, making fun of him for being cucked and having to jump his own damn fence when a man's in there.
Yeah.
He's like, you light-skinned N-word, you should be stealing other people's girls.
Yeah.
Instead, you're in their house. So
You light-skinned N-word?
You know what's weird about these little wars going back on like the TikTok or something like that?
Yeah.
Why not get all of it out in just one video? Seems kind of crazy with the rapid.
Well, it's tough to do a long take, man.
that is, I was thinking the same thing because it's hard to find these and especially piece together the timeline because so much of it's done on IG Lives. You got to catch the live.
Right.
You got to
Who
do it
are
live.
these fucking worker bees
I know.
that are screen capturing IG Lives and then fucking cutting them up for social media?
I'm
Again,
glad you mentioned these heroes.
bad. It's bad. Heroes is sick people.
So-
sick
Glad you
people.
say that because I'm too old for all this.
Who gives a shit?
So he goes off on them really hard. They respond saying, hey, man, we didn't mean anything by it. Come on our podcast. We're going to be in Atlanta. He's like, fuck you. I don't want to be on your podcast.
He said no.
Yeah, he said no very aggressively.
Okay.
He's like, I don't care when you're going to be in Atlanta. I ain't your work. Work is what we used to call girls we fly in. You ain't my work.
Oh, okay. All right.
He said that. So then Charlamagne goes on Breakfast Club, recaps the situation, and he's like, I wouldn't fuck with Kwame Brown. You can Google all this. His brother killed someone. His dad killed someone.
Okay, all right.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Kwame responded with this. Top video.
Shut your goddamn mouth with me, too. He a Geechee, he a this, he violent, his brother killed somebody, his sister beat people up, what the fuck your family do? Do your family rape with you, bitch? Huh? Let's talk about what you do, motherfucker. You talk about what my daddy and my brother did. I ain't did none of that. But we heard that you put Spanish fly in a girl drink by your own admission, bitch. We heard you had other niggas with him trying to rape that goddamn girl, and the one girl had to beg, claw, and fight to get away from your bitch ass. But you on TV acting like you a hell of a nigga. You better shut your bitch ass up. I know what them white boys doing when you shut your
Jesus Christ.
I love the way he says bitch. It's such a demeaning delivery of the word bitch.
I mean, to be fair, if multiple members of your family, your
What?
Killed people.
I don't think you should continue with what you're saying, but go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, I'm saying a lot of things can be true at once. Charlamagne Tha God, I had no idea he
Me neither.
drugged a girl and raped her.
I didn't know he was a bitch like that.
I didn't know that. And I also, if your father killed someone, your brother killed someone, and your sister is known for beating up bitches.
Yeah, yeah.
We may attribute some of those similar.
Well, he didn't do any
aspects
of that, but
character
I'll
to
tell you what, Charlamagne, I am such a fan. You want to talk about heroes? Hero.
I mean, I'm telling you.
What'd you do, bitch?
This is one clip where he has just been going off and like being hilarious, really well spoken.
Right.
Like it like I don't know. He's just been roasting these people.
Can I watch more?
Yeah. Yes. He actually went on to say like Pat how like he was like, fuck you trying to tear down a black man. He didn't even know, like he literally didn't know. He had never met his father. He didn't take care of him. He was in like a homeless shelter when he grows up, and he talks about, he's like, you can check my life. I've only done the right things. I bought my mama a house.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys are roasting me for basketball shit. I'm roasting you for real life
for
shit.
For Charlamagne to be, the black privilege, the guy that, steps up on that soapbox all too often, although you can never do it enough. Because the community needs to progress, but whatever. Whatever. That was an exploitative argument, and perhaps you can't say racist because Charlamagne's black, but not productive for the black community. And that concludes White Guy with his foot in his mouth.
Now, that all started, this whole thing started, this dust-up, was those guys were making fun of him being a shitty NBA player.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It escalated to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, things really escalate quickly.
I want to watch more, I really do.
He's fun.
Dude, he is amazing.
You just said in front of all of America on your show that Kwame Brown's family is killers. So you just said in front of all of America on your show
Not
that
all
Kwame
America.
Brown's family is killers. So don't fuck with him because he probably done snapped and he gonna kill you? That's the vibes I'm giving off, killer vibes.
A little bit.
That's terrifying.
Well, if I'm giving off killer vibes, you done gave off rape vibes. Hide your kids, especially the young.
Whoa.
You just said in front of all of America.
I love this.
Please tell me, does he mention the rape thing again? Because a good comic, it's the rule of threes.
It's
You got to
the
rape
rule
it
of
three
three.
times.
Yeah. You got to rape it 3 times.
Try to find him in like a different setting. If you just search Kwame.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, here's a different setting.
No, same setting. Any other like video of him going off?
Oh, well, I know you hurt. I know you did. You can come on my show. Nigga, you hurt. If my girl would have made me jump over a gate for a house that I paid for and let a nigga drive my truck, you had to jump your own gate to your house.
He's doing R. Kelly.
Bitch ass nigga, shut up. Don't give me no more advice, nigga. Fuck, the nigga jumping his own gate he paid for. Millionaire ass nigga jumping a gate. Bitch, you had a game the next day. You could have twisted your ankle, you dumb motherfucker. You finna fuck the whole checkup behind this motherfucker. Are y'all still together? No, nigga, they about to get married, ain't it? You dumb, emotional motherfucker. How the fuck you gonna give some advice? Dumb bitch that got herself suspended because you were supposed to driving 9-10 hours speeding and crying and shit. I can imagine you on that highway with that goddamn comb over, nigga. You was spraying activator trying to make sure you look good while you was fighting. The bitch ass nigga. You was so goddamn aggressive. You probably had the key to the gate, but your bitch ass still jumped over.
Nick, get on this. Reach out to him. Ask him if he wants to join our podcast network.
Dude,
I have reached out to him far unread.
He is so supremely confident in where he's coming from because he knows that he's in the right. This is the confidence from
Someone on the
objective
right side,
correctness. Yeah. It's just it's unbelievable to watch the swag and
He's
and
literally
the fucking
playing him off the
jackhammer.
court.
Yeah.
He's classing him off the
Oh,
court.
it's unbelievable. Love this guy.
And all the smoke, like I really actually, they're like a voice for like players, like kind of taking the power back, being in the media. They've done a good job, but man, if you go on their social media, every comment's
What's Kwame doing now? Did he invest his money correctly?
Yeah, he's doing well. He talks about how well he's doing in life, and now all of a sudden his social media is blowing up. I mean, it's really hard because he talks shit about these guys from like taking checks from the white man and literally calling them slaves and shit.
Oh yeah, that's a little tough.
So it's gonna be hard for like media to pick him up, but someone's gonna put him.
Disney will pick him up.
Someone's gonna put him in front of the camera.
Yeah,
and
I can see him on some type of Nickelodeon Plus show.
I would love for him to have a podcast. He's good.
All right, so should we wrap up with you and your friend thing, or do?
Yeah, I'll keep it real brief.
Okay.
I want to know what you guys have to say. All right,
Okay.
are you guys on Facebook? Yeah, I guess you guys are on Facebook.
Facebook groups are a great way to grow podcasts, but other than that, that's why I'm on there.
Right, you don't really post a lot, but I want to get both
Yeah,
your
yeah.
advice
Yeah,
on this.
yeah.
I don't know if you could ever possibly relate to what I'm going through right now.
Right.
I've mentioned an old
Because you're
friend.
so old.
Yes, an old friend of mine, Sean Moore.
Yeah.
I don't go looking up him on Facebook and tell him I'm talking about him because
Yeah, there's no way they could. It's just such a unique name that it's dangerous for people to be certain. You'll find the exact person that we're referring to.
now.
It's a unique name. It's not such a unique name.
Fuck you.
Well, the way that Sean and I met in the 3rd grade is how a lot of kids in public school meet, which is there's all the kids that have their parents still together, and those kids are usually being watched under a watchful eye and making sure they're going to activities and what have you, and all the kids that have the mom at home who's working her ass off to pay for the apartment or whatever, she's not able to watch the kids, so naturally, I was a magnet, or we were all magnets for each other. So the whole kids that had the single parents all hung out together.
Right.
Sean and I met that way because no one's looking out for us. We could hang out till 10 o'clock at night on a school night. We could get into trouble, what have you. Sean and I were friends. As we got a little bit older, Sean started getting a little bit more violent. Okay.
How you mean that?
Well, he started getting in a lot of fights in high school where he'd punch people when they weren't looking. I was always up for a scrap.
Oh, he's a little fucker.
He had
a little sucker punch.
no
fucker.
honor. He was angry. And one time I was at a party and I closed my eyes and I said, "Go ahead, hit me, Sean." And I didn't think he'd do it, and he punched me and he knocked me out. Bastard.
Well, it's you don't turn your back to the ocean. You don't close your eyes to an angry man.
Fair enough.
That would be the drawback if I ever got held up by a gun. I told you guys my visions, and
Yeah.
I want to be
Shoot
like,
me,
shoot me, motherfucker.
Right.
If they shoot me in the face,
You'd be
that's
pissed.
That's a
Yeah,
backfire.
you'd be so angry. You would be kicking yourself actually.
I would.
So senior year of high school, he and I and a couple other guys go over this girl's house where this girl was cheating on her boyfriend with one of our friends, Kevin. Anyway, her father wakes up, tells all the kids in the front yard that are screaming at the house, "Get out of here." Sean walks up to the door and gets in a fight with this girl's father. The guy ends up punching Sean. I grab a rake and I throw it through the plate glass window of the house.
Why did you do that?
Stupidly. I was a follower. Next thing you know, the cops show up. I'm arrested. My whole senior year, I got to go to fucking court, arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. I didn't throw it at the guy. I threw it at the house.
Right.
But any kind of
You're
thing.
trying to kill the house.
I was trying to kill the house.
Were you charged as a minor?
I was charged as a minor.
That's
yeah.
good.
So anyway, things get worked out. I get it's called a continuance without a finding, which means you're guilty, but we're going to let you off the hook for this one. If you do anything else, though, you're going back to jail, and you're going to go to jail for what you did for this crime.
Did the judge say, I hate to break it to you, but you can't actually kill a house, young man, despite your best efforts?
He didn't. He did not.
Okay.
But I was so happy. It was like towards the end of my senior year, realizing I could actually go to college and not have to spend any time in jail was a wonderful turn of events.
Did he have you go to therapy and you just kept like making these therapists look bad over and over until you found Robin Williams?
It was
and
a
he really
slap
broke
on
you
the
down and
wrist,
hugged
thank
you and
God.
loved you?
Yeah.
Slap on the wrist.
Did you hear what he said?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
But one thing I learned was I'm not hanging out with Sean anymore.
Got
He's
it.
a bad influence on my life.
He
So,
made you throw a rake?
well, he was like, "Pat, help me." He was yelling at me. So the only thing I could think to do was, I'm not going to double up with this guy in 2-on-1. So the only thing I could think to distract him was to throw a rake at his window. So anyway, next thing I know, I'm off to college. I come back from college for summer, and Sean would always show up at my house. I'd always tell my stepdad, Jimmy Dell, tell him I'm not here. I started feeling very, very bad vibes from Sean.
Yeah.
Okay. A decade passes, 15-year passes. You'd hear what Sean's up to. He's getting arrested. He did some time for robbing a Boston food market, and he did time in Florida. What happened?
What'd he take?
He went up to the cashier and robbed him. Said, "Give me all the money in the register."
Oh, he didn't take like ribs.
No, he didn't take the ribs.
Okay.
I love the mashed potatoes over there, though.
Yeah.
Sounds like a man who's never seen Supermarket Sweep.
Anyway, so about 10 years
Or
ago,
Triple G.
I'm back home and I'm asking, hey, what's up? Hey, did you hear about Sean? Well, what's up with Sean? Oh, he stabbed his wife to death in the shower in Pennsylvania.
Stabbing is it's a very, we were talking about people in their cars being removed from the consequences. If you really, if you kill someone with a blade, you really got to get up close and personal.
Well, here's the crazy thing about Sean and how he's destroyed an entire family. Sean's best friend was this guy named Sam, who I knew Sam. Sam overdosed about 15 years ago on drugs with Sean. So then Sean went on to marry Sam's sister, Alicia, and then stab her to death in the shower 5 years later.
Wow.
So he decimated an entire family.
Unbelievable.
Okay. Well, Sean just got out of jail 10 months ago. First thing he did is he put up a Facebook account.
How's he out of jail?
I had heard from friends that his sister was married to an attorney who represented him, and he was pleading self-defense. So he got a lower sentence, like something like second-degree murder, which gives you 20 years, but if you're good behavior, you're out in 10, which is
Holy
insane.
shit.
You take a life, and you're out in like 9 years is an insane thing to me. I want nothing to do with Sean. Sean friended me on Facebook or friend request.
Yeah.
I sat on this. I wasn't going to do it, but I didn't want him to know. I don't know what Facebook does. I'm scared. I'm an old person. If I decline him and say, delete this request, does it go back to him and tell him, your Pat doesn't want to be friends with you?
I hope I don't suffer any legal consequences for this, but if you're asking for my advice, I'd say you hatch a plan to kill this fucker. Why are you laughing? Friend, accept it, and you send your address, and you say, come on by, and when he comes in the house, you do what that guy did, that whatever trash channel you were showing us about.
No. What you do is you invite him in for tea. And when he's not looking, you squeeze a whole bottle of Visine in there. He'll be dead in 3 hours.
Or, who's that like Son of Sam motherfucker with he had a very cute face, though, and he had, accidentally killed 3 of his wives. Do you remember that guy?
I don't remember that guy.
Do you remember that guy you were telling us about?
He killed 3 of his wives?
Yeah, and he
Patton
kept
Oswalt?
No, just one of his wives. He kept saying that it was self-defense, and that people would come in, and then the wife would be dead too. And he got away with it.
Are we talking about The Staircase? The
Yeah,
documentary,
yeah.
The
No,
Staircase?
we're not talking about The Staircase. God, I'm so angry at you right now that you don't know it. You're the one that recommends these horrible documentaries.
He said he killed 3 wives?
Yeah, like 3 of his wives.
Oh, that guy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Now
right.
the audience can breathe a sigh of relief.
And your anger is validated.
Thank you.
When he thinks of it without giving any more information.
Well, that was that's a new serial killer, which I was very excited
Well,
about.
so what you do is you invite him over for tea.
Yeah.
Hey, you just shoot him in the fucking face when he gets there.
No, you gotta have someone else shoot him.
All right, have Cherie shoot him. She's a cold person.
Now, you need someone you don't know, neither of you, the police don't think you know, and they come in as an armed robbery, and then you come in and you kill the armed robber, but little do the police know that you paid this guy to come in and do a fake robbery.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's getting in the weeds.
Listen, bad idea.
Neither here nor there. I'm not capable of killing anybody. I couldn't hurt a fly. Ask my wife.
Ultimately, you might have to, though, because this is the free version of APS. So this isn't Patreon. Should we move it to Patreon?
No.
I don't care.
It's okay.
Anyway, so today.
Well, check out Sean's picture then.
I'm staring at my. Don't do that. He's capable of murder, Nick.
But you're talking
Here
about
is
what,
public records. This is a copy of all the public
this
records
is what
we
he
found
did.
on
This
it.
is what he did.
Right here.
So, look, some people would probably say, hey, look, he's done his time. He's looking to mend relationships. Maybe you should be there for him. You knew him as a kid, the old Sean.
Nope.
Exactly. I knew the old Sean. He'd punch a kid who said, punch me with his eyes closed.
Right.
That's the capacity he had when he was 14.
Yeah, no, life's too short for extending yourself out to murderers.
Right.
You don't need to do it.
I got enough friends.
Yeah, you have no obligation to do this whatsoever. Who
Right.
recommended that you do that?
No one.
Oh.
No one.
So I was going to say, you should kill them. All right, that's it for us, guys. Jump in the reviews, unless you want to give him any advice, although I think I gave him a pretty concrete.
Oh, no, kill him. But
Yeah.
But what were you going to talk about? You can tease it for the next show, maybe?
Well, your black privilege got me thinking about white privilege, and some of my favorite videos, it's called white hubris. It's when white people really think they're impervious to things that they're not impervious to. Perfect example, Johnny Damon. The way
Johnny
Damon
Damon and his
behaved
wife.
with those cops. I have a couple.
Hey, I'm a Trump supporter, buddy. Come on,
Hey,
let
I
me off.
support you guys, okay?
Ma'am, get back in the vehicle. You're not going to pull me over.
You're not pulling me over. I'm going inside.
They should have put 3 bullets in her back.
That's how
Hey.
you teach people. Listen,
Take it easy.
We have recommended murder
You've been
too
telling people
much
to
on-
kill people a whole episode.
Pat. It's irrelevant. iTunes ratings and reviews, 5 stars, kind words. We need your help. If you're a new listener and you liked what we did, wasn't our greatest episode, but guys, there's better stuff coming down the pike. We are the 3. We are some of the funniest young men on this planet, so you will soon find that out. 5 stars, kind words, Patreon if you want to hear more, patreon.com/another podcast network. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Pat, say goodbye.
Bye.